On the road against the Clippers, Otis Thorpe led the way with 20 points and 11 rebounds, while Hakeem Olajuwon registered 7 blocks. The Rockets were simply clicking on all cylinders.
Maxwell with 1 second left, and just like the Rockets have been for the last 25 games, everything is going in for Houston.
The Rockets and Hakeem spent the rest of the week beating up on the likes of Sacramento and Dallas. At Sacramento, the Dream poured in 30 points and grabbed 13 boards, carrying his team to its 8th straight win.
Oh, baby. If he's not the MVP, who is?
Sacramento took on Houston once again this past weekend, but the Rockets were determined to make it a clean sweep and also blew out Dallas along the way.
And the Rockets now have vaulted into first place in the Midwest Division.
While Dallas continues to struggle, in Miami, the Heat are starting to roll. And they found themselves on a collision course this week with the red-hot Indiana Pacers. First, Miami wiped out the Bullets by 19 points, with everyone making major contributions.
Sweet night for the Heat. It's a hot club.
Meanwhile, the Pacers were also heating it up. Indiana helped the Rockets' cause with a win over San Antonio, led by all-star Detlef Schrempf's 9 assists.
And, oh, my! That's the ball game. Pacers win it by 14.
Knowing that a date with the Pacers was pending, the Heat had to keep its momentum going. And against the Clippers, they again got a balanced scoring attack to go along with 20 rebounds for Ronnie Cycling. With a 109-105 win, Miami reached a new franchise milestone.
The Heat going to set a franchise record with their 5th win in a row.
Indiana wanted to keep pace with Miami. And against Atlanta, 7 players scored in double figures, led by Reggie Miller's 34.
Reggie for 3.
This is what you call a nice, low-stress victory.
Indiana hoped to make things grim for Miami when these two teams finally faced each other on Sunday. And though the game was tight for most of the way, in the 4th quarter, the Heat blew it open for their 6th consecutive victory.
Well, I'll say this, the NBA is alive and well and healthy in Miami.
The Seattle Supersonics have been a winning group all season. But early in the week, they faced the equally hot Cavs, and it took overtime to pull out a win.
And that'll do it. The Supersonics win their 8th straight. The Cavs have their 7-game winning streak snapped.
Next, the Sonics took on Grandma Squatch. No, actually, it was Larry Johnson and the Hornets, who simply couldn't hang with Seattle, which had 8 players scoring in double figures.
The Sonics with just too much firepower, and they pull off their 9th straight win.
Their 10th straight win came courtesy of Philadelphia, as Shawn Kemp just jammed all over the Sixers. For the 2nd time this season, Doug Moe's troops were trashed by a franchise record 56 points. In this week's News, Notes, and Quotes, we find out that the Sixers' most recent loss prompted a coaching change in Philadelphia. A perplexed Moe has been unable to jumpstart the Sixers. Having seen enough, management relieved him of his duties just 56 games into his multi-year contract. Interim head man Gar Hurd has listened to the rumors of Quinn Buckner's appointment as the next Mavs coach. The speculation has ended.
I've had a feeling. I mean, it's not like the first time that we've heard it. It's been talked about, I think, throughout the last couple of weeks or what have you, that Quinn was the main guy and that he would probably get the job.
Buckner was introduced to the local media as next season's coach.
I am absolutely excited. I'm lost for words. This is a tremendous opportunity.
While Buckner's hiring was anticipated, what happened next could not have been expected.
I'd like very much to introduce to you the newest Dallas Maverick.
Dallas announced the signing of season-long holdout Jimmy Jackson, the 4th pick in last year's draft, to a 6-year contract.
I think Jim Jackson needs to be in the right hands, and I think Quinn Buckner's those hands.
In more coaching news, Lenny Wilkins got all the bounces in February. The Cavs' 12-1 mark made him the IBM Coach of the Month. High-flying Hawk Dominique Wilkins averaged 31 points a game as he snatched Player of the Month honors. It's 4 straight for Orlando's Shaquille O'Neal as he was named the Coca-Cola Classic Rookie of the Month again. And finally, Denver's Editions.
Oh, yeah, every player has superstitions.
Long before the ball gets rolling, players were taking rituals, hoping to ward off bad luck.
When we get on the plane, the guys sit in the same seats every day. When we get on the bus, everybody sit in the same seat on the bus every day. When we go to opposing arenas, you sit in the same seat you always sit in every time. So if that's superstition, I guess we all have it on the Piston team.
I like to joke around before the game. I think a lot of times you see players just real uptight before the game, and I'm real superstitious like that. I'm pretty much in the locker room trying to joke around and trying to get the guys geared up, ready to play.
I have a hard time with my shoes and my socks because they never are put on exactly right, so I have to put them on like 2 or 3 times each and every night.
If it's a home game, I try not to go out and shoot before the game. I just believe in that strongly. On the road, I think it's important that you go out and see what type of arena you're going to be playing in and see what the shot clocks are and things of that nature.
Well, the one thing that I do before the game is during the national anthem, I always say my prayers. You know, I try to pray to make sure no one gets hurt in the game and that the fans enjoy it.
It's game time and you're clicking. But go figure, that feeling can easily slip away. So how do you ensure prime performance? One player has an answer.
Last season, I ate pancakes every game except for one, take that back, in Indiana. I didn't have a good game at all, on the glass, scoring-wise, anything.
There's no food for thought when it comes to shooting. Just find a rhythm.
When I shoot my free throws, I always take 2 bounces and take almost 10 seconds before I shoot. You know, I figure if I shoot quick or I break my routine, it throws my whole game off.
If you're winning, then don't mess with a winning streak. But when you're losing, some players still stay with their superstition. I'm one of those who change and go to another one.
But some of those wise veterans who've been around for a while feel that faith is really what you make of it.
I have never been the type that really believed in it or counted on it.
I guess my only superstition is I don't have superstitions. I've come to the point where I know doggone well that, you know, if you wear one white sock, one black sock, that can help your shooting. I know that. I don't believe in that stuff, really.
But many opponents disagree, as Boston Garden's always been mysteriously unkind to visitors. And in this week's Magic Moments, we retell the tale of Irvin Johnson and the Lakers' 1985 Finals duel with a Celtic mystique. The series would begin true to form as the Celtics blew out L.A. by 34 points.
I honestly started believing in all the Boston mastery that goes on, the little leprechaun and all that.
But Magic rallied his troops and brought them back to Boston up 3-2.
I started out the morning, didn't feel very good about the game. But as the day wore on, I started to think to myself, well, you know, we have some other great players in this team. And he started out that basketball game like, fellas, I'm going to lead you to the promised land tonight.
And lead he did. Johnson's triple-double was the key in exercising the Garden's demons and capturing L.A.'s first title versus Boston.
At that point, we were 0-8 playing the Celtics, and to finally beat them, it wasn't a monkey, it was an 8 and then some on our backs.
Unusual sight. Celtics losing a championship at home.
In this week's marquee matchup, we head to the great Northwest, where the Charlotte Hornets invaded Portland to take on the Trailblazers. In the 5 years of the Hornets franchise, they had never defeated Portland. And with all-star Clyde Drexler out with a leg injury, Charlotte believed that this was going to be their night.
Bose up to Mourning, and he goes and scores.
Throughout the first half, points were hard to come by, as both teams were playing tough, hard-nosed defense, denying each other scoring opportunities.
And he gets a block at the other end. And he gets the jam at the other end.
Neither side was able to seize control of the game, and Portland held a slim 3-point lead, 53-50 at halftime. In the third quarter, Portland was able to maintain a slight advantage. However, they were never able to pull away, and the game appeared as if it were going to be headed for a fantastic finish.
The Muggsy Bogues. Bogues on a drive. Hands over to Johnson. Johnson puts it up and scores. Duckworth, offensive rebound. Kelly up the middle. Over the head jam. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Bogues with the ball. Bounce pass inside, and they score.
Throughout the fourth quarter, it was Portland who had to play catch-up, as the Hornets now possessed a slight lead.
Bogues back to Johnson, and he jams it with the left hand.
with Charlotte up by 2 with just over a minute to play. Portland found an unlikely hero.
Over to Murray. Hits! Tracy Murray from Rod Strickland. The game is tied at 92. Over to Gill. He puts it up. He's not going to get it, but they get it back. Wingate. He scores! With 5 seconds to go, David Wingate.
After Wingate's bucket put the Hornets up by a basket, Rick Adelman designed a play to go for the win.
Ellie. Nope. And Charlotte, for the first time in the history of that franchise, they have defeated the Portland Trailblazers.
Now on NBA action, the man who has the sun scorching the league is holding court. While the success of the Suns is due in large part to their abundance of talented players, they're also benefiting from the quiet leadership of Paul Westphal.
He understands the players. He protects the players. He always has the best interests of the players. And anytime a player feels that that coach can relate and empathize with what he's going through, then it's going to make that relationship and that camaraderie that much better.
A first-round pick of Boston in 1972, Westphal was schooled in winning basketball by the Celtics.
I was just thrilled to be able to join into that tradition. It was really fun to get the education of my first few years in pro basketball with the Celtics.
After contributing to a Celtic championship in 1974, Westphal was sent to the Suns.
It was disappointing in one respect because I was looking forward to an increased role with the Celtics, but on the other hand, I got to go out west and go to a nice young team, and things worked out fantastic.
Westphal became a perennial all-star in Phoenix, and in 1976, he led the Suns to the NBA Finals against his former team. With a series tied at 2, the pivotal Game 5 would go down in history as one of the greatest games ever played.
Never thought it was over, one way or the other. I mean, it was the kind of game where you could never take it for granted and you could never count yourself out. It was just, you know, as long as there's time on the clock, I think both teams felt that they had a chance to win.
Here's Perry. To Gar Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good! It counts! Gar Hurd ties it. We'll go to the third overtime.
In the third OT, Boston would prevail and win the title in 6 games. But Paul Westphal would go on to have a banner career. And at the beginning of this year, he was handed over the reins as head coach of the Phoenix Suns.
Paul puts himself in a situation where he trusts you, and he puts the emphasis on us to be professional about our job.
Paul's a funny coach as far as being so relaxed. He just sits back and kind of just sits back and lets us play.
People say, well, you know, Westphal's laid back. He looks like anybody could coach that team. And maybe they're right, but I hope that we don't have to find out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In our courtside countdown, at number 10, Mark Jackson and Danny Manning head up the Clipper Express.
What a play.
The Warriors are one team who believes that when you force a turnover, you gotta make them pay.
The track.
Woo, we gotta see that one again. Now, if you're drawing up a play to beat the buzzer, you'd have a hard time doing any better than this.
How about this? Dominique will tell you that he and Dwayne Farrell did that by design, but don't believe it, folks.
Hey, this new kid in Dallas can play some ball, you know?
Walter Bott into Jimmy Jackson from behind midcourt. Jimmy Jackson with a 50-foot shot to end the first half.
Oh, and just in case you've forgotten, the Lakers can still show you a thing or two about running a break.
Wraparound pass. DeBlasi, the tree, slam dunk. One of the great plays of the year.
At number 5, the Nuggets' Tom Hammonds gets down and dirty in Denver.
Hammonds, oh my, best shot of the night. And does it from the seat of his pants.
Are you ready for an earth-shattering experience?
Through the lane, nice dish to ball. Oh, he shattered the backboard. Dawkins is not alone anymore.
Hey, look at Robert Horry, who's trying to get some airtime.
Horry sails in. Robert Horry. The old Michael Jordan play. Robert Horry.
At number 2, Sacramento's super rookie, Walt Williams, is living up to his nickname.
Oh, what a pass. Oh, that's the pass of the year. That's the best pass I've seen this year. How does he do it? They don't call him the Wizard for nothing, folks.
And our number 1 play of the week comes from Jerry Coleman, who stuffs it on the shack.
Oh, what a move over.
Whoa, look at him. Whoa, not today, Shaq.
31 games, The Rockets beat the Heat